Hey guys, it's BearInABackpack, and today we take a look at the game Typoman Revised. Typoman Revised is developed and published by Brainseed Factory and was originally released on Wii U in 2015. It has since been re-released in early August 2016. In this game you play as Hero, a person made of letters, namely H, E, R, and O. Clever, right? And your goal is to survive deadly traps, defeat monsters, and conquer chaos and negativity. At its core, Typoman is a platformer, and you spend most of your time navigating around obstacles. What sets it apart from others is the use of words to affect the world around you. You use words to power elevators, open paths, and even fight against enemies. The wordplay doesn't stop there, as Typoman has strong puzzle-solving elements as well. You will need to cleverly craft words to solve complex puzzles by lowering platforms, rearranging the environment itself, and disabling hazards along your way. However, sometimes the solution is not very clear, which can be frustrating. Some puzzles will have complex solutions that will require several steps in order to complete, and sometimes it may be difficult to figure out which word you need in order to progress. Although you can pick up and move the letters manually, you can also use the word scrambler to create a word slightly quicker and easier. Unfortunately, the keyword controls are quite clunky and actually kind of hard to move around, leading to deaths during parts of the game where you only have a short amount of time to fabricate the correct word. In addition to the platforming and puzzle-solving elements, you'll also have to contend with dangerous monsters that are strewn throughout the levels. With some monsters, you'll just have to run away and try and avoid them for as long as possible to get away. However, sometimes you'll actually be able to defend yourself by spelling words like life, love, good, positive words that will repel them through their good energy. Additionally, there are also small boss fights spread out throughout the game. However, unfortunately, these boss fights tend to be wash, rinse, and repeat in terms of the fighting. Like Hero, the monsters themselves are also formed from letters, such as hate, fear, and doom, and other negative words like this. The graphics of Typoman are captivating, especially the environments. Each chapter of the game has a unique theme, while still maintaining the bleak and gloomy tone of the almost apocalyptic setting. Although most levels have an air of creepiness about them, one level in particular is especially dark and sinister. It has hypodermic needle vines that will attempt to impale you if you get too close to them. This unsettling imagery does a lot to tie in with the theme of the game. With words being the focal point of the game, they make sure that they are included in pretty much everything. As we've already talked about, the characters themselves are made up of letters, but you'll find them strewn about the environments themselves as well. For instance, trees being formed of the letters T-R-E-E, or bridges having the word platform across them. A lot of these are also used as cues for the player to know what to do next or what they should be interacting with. So you'll see platforms that you can move up and down by spelling the word up or down, labeled platform or elevator, so you know that you can work with them. This thorough implementation of the theme is very welcomed. The music also complements this theme by providing a generally lonely and bleak ambiance to the gameplay. One point to bring up, however, is the fact that there's no way to adjust the sound in the game. Not in the main menu, not in the options menu once you've actually started the game. There is no way to change the sound settings. So all you get is the default setting, which is extremely loud, so I would not recommend playing it with headphones. Having not played the Wii U version, I don't know if this is missing from this particular version or was never there in the first place. Now, there is somewhat of a story progression to this game. There's quotes that you can pick up throughout the game that'll give you an idea of what's going on in the story, but it really ends up being more of a kind of like a poem more than really telling you what's going on. But that's okay. You still get a short, concise story that makes a little bit of sense. So, what Typoman has going for it is that it artfully uses words in the design of the levels, the characters themselves, and the world. It has clever and challenging puzzles, and you use words to change the level and the world around you to be able to progress through the game. It also has a cohesive sound and visual element mix. Now, the cons are that it has pretty poor keyboard controls. It's really difficult to move things around, and when you're trying to spell words, it becomes very problematic. The story itself is very run-of-the-mill and isn't really much to write home about. Also, it doesn't really provide hints for any of the puzzles, so if you get stuck, you're probably going to be there till you figure it out or go look it up on Google. As for ratings, I give it for gameplay 5 out of 10, for graphics 7 out of 10, for story 4 out of 10, for sound 6 out of 10, for content for cost 4 out of 10, giving Typoman Revised an overall score of 5.2 out of 10. Overall, I really enjoyed playing Typoman and would recommend it to you if you're a fan of puzzle games. However, at a price point of $15, it's a bit high for only a 3-hour game, but that's up to you to decide. If you'd like to play Typoman Revised, you can find it on Steam and download it there. Well, hey guys, that's the end of this review. If you like this review, please leave a like or comment down below, and if you really like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. See you next time.